Hello and welcome back to another game of Dota 2. Of course, not just a game, nope. We are in a game 2, again apparently according to the StarLadder thing, but no, we're in game 3 officially for the Grand Finals of StarLadder LAN Finals. Alliance taking on Na'Vi. It is 1-1, and we're gonna see which one of these two teams is gonna get ahead, because of course it's a best of 5, so nothing's set on stone. Even after this game, there's still chances for both teams. We are gonna be seeing, of course, hopefully a bit longer game than the previous one, which only lasted 16 minutes. Of course, we're also seeing it together with Vikrant. Vikrant, welcome back.
Good to be back, Shiver. That was a really interesting first game, but basically it reset. So now we have a best of 3, right? It's 1-1.
Yes.
Both teams are just going to do what they can.
Yes. We have got Alliance already banning out the Life Stealer. This, again, I should say, this time it is actually Alliance that has first pick. So either they want to attempt to pick up the Elder Titan, or do you still think they should ban it out otherwise? And if they don't ban it, are you predicting them to pick it up?
I do predict that they'll pick it up if it's not banned. And if it is banned, they'll take Batrider.
Yeah, because he's still in the pool as well as Io. So
or Io.
At this point, if Na'Vi does not ban out any of those 3 heroes, then Na'Vi can pick up 2 of them. That's of course an interesting thought. At least Naga, Siren, OD removed from the pool. As Funnick apparently is tired. Well, happens. But yeah, let's see. They're taking their time actually to think about their ban. Taking into their bonus time for it. Of course, it's a very important ban to be doing.
Tough. Yeah, the first ban phase, it's funny. For a while, Shiba, it was really programmatic. Like, you'd have the same 4 heroes banned every time. Like, I remember you and I discussing during early StarLadder Season 6 just how boring the first ban phase was. It's gotten really interesting again, because now there are so many heroes that are total BS, and you have to figure out which ones to let through, that it's kind of fun again.
Yeah, and they banned out the Chance, so 3 heroes that are high-profile heroes. Still in the pool, Io, Bat, Elder Titan. I think Na'Vi is going to be really happy catching 2 of those, though I don't normally like Io and Bat in the same game.
Really? I thought it was really interesting in the TI3.
Yeah!
You really don't want to let them be on the same team, just because the extra move speed for Bat turns out to be insane, as Na'Vi learned during the game 2.
Well, that only works if you have a decent game for the Bat. If you put him on the offlane, that's not going to happen. I guess I like it if Bat's at least mid. Then I'm okay with it. Otherwise, yeah. It is pretty scary though. Alliance also, because of this, need to take their time to think about this, because, well, it's do it or die. You don't want to really be behind in this series, because, I don't know, you just want to be in your comfort zone. You want to be, I don't know, you want to be having an Elder Titan, so that's a Batrider and an Io.
Isn't that interesting that they chose Elder Titan over Batrider and Io? That's... I just want to note that. But Na'Vi gets Bat and Io is crazy to get both.
Well,
that's the respect band of the OD basically is what made that happen.
Yeah, and Batten is still in the pool, which is a hero that is actually pretty decent up against both Io and Batrider. Because if someone gets lassoed, you can just, you know, put the shield on, lasso's gone. And if someone gets ganked by Io, perhaps you can get a shield and a heal. No, they go for Troll. So leaving a Batten in for getting banned out, and Troll Warlord picked up. Are you expecting Alliance to do the same thing as Na'Vi did and run the Elder Titan as a support, or is he going to be in a more prominent role in this one?
I think this is Elder Titan mid and Troll safe tri-lane. That's what Alliance usually like to do. Sometimes they run an aggressive tri, but this is probably loaded Troll and S4 ET. ET's not bad against Batrider. It's not that bad of a lane, so...
True, harassment comes from both sides, and of course Elder Titan will pick up a stick, magic stick, at the start, and you should be fine. You should be okay for at least a while, as more jungle heroes get removed, with Enchantress out of the pool, also Bulldog's Nature's Prophet removed. We still have Lone Druid in the pool, by the way, although, as you already pointed out, it doesn't work together with the Battle Trance, so perhaps it's going to be someone else. Well, you know, normally, if you're up against an Io, a lot of people say, like, you gotta team fight, you gotta group up. Are you expecting that from Alliance as well? Are they gonna be picking up heroes like that? No, that just like to group up. Let's put it that way, like team fight heroes.
For
Alliance.
yeah, I mean, they certainly could. Yeah. I mean, Elder Titan goes really, really well with a bunch of those heroes. Most of them aren't banned out. If they did want to go for something like Darkseer and then layer on more stuff onto it, that is an option. The only thing is that that's exactly the type of lineup that Na'Vi likes to play against. So you have to keep that in mind, and Batrider and Io can do a lot of disruptive stuff to make sure that that combo never really gets off the ground. So if Alliance do go that route, they have to be pretty careful about how they lane and how they make sure that Io and Batrider don't take control of the game. Naga is banned, and that's Alliance's go-to tool against the Io, so we'll have to see what other counters they have. EGM used to play Disruptor, and that is actually an option. Darkseer, Disruptor, Elder Titan, Troll Warlord, and Visage, maybe? Visage Elder Titan's insane, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Alliance take their time, though. They are ticking through all of their bonus time for this ban. They only have 13 seconds left, and, I mean, Alliance, they like, okay, you're gonna ban out heroes that maybe pair up nice together with the IO or something like that, but there are so many heroes that do that. Actually, they ban out another puppy hero. Steel Crystal Maiden in the pool, though, but, they ban out the Enigma. Team fight.
Yeah,
they want to remove
they take
team
out
fight.
Enigma. I think that makes some sense. I mean, Na'Vi can chain pretty well with that, and it would give them the backbone that they would just add on to with Kuroki Io, which is very, very strong. And, I mean, Batrider just setting up. I'm still interested to see what Na'Vi will actually go for a carry this game. This could be a time to whip out something like Weaver or Alchemist for Hvost. Maybe they'll go more just overall, though, and take a Gyro or something.
Well, I find this interesting.
Oh, now I think they'll commit, yeah.
Yeah, because Bounty Hunter picked up by Na'Vi. There's going to be a lot of aggression. They know that they're going to get kills, and perhaps Alliance can get some kills, but exchanging kills with the Bounty Hunter doesn't really, you know, make that big of a difference for Na'Vi at least. And they ban out the Crystal Maiden. So I'm curious to see how they're going to run this, and if perhaps Batrider will still be in the jungle and they're gonna just go full out aggression, put Batrider in the jungle, get him an 8-minute blink dagger, something like that, and then go ham together with the IO and Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter level 6, IO level 6. I think they could do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Na'Vi. This is very much a Na'Vi like gank oriented. Let's kill them constantly type lineup, and they're more than capable of doing it once these three heroes have their ultimates. And it almost doesn't even matter what Hvost is on, because they'll, as long as they just have the opportunity to massacre him, they'll do well. But, I mean, we'll still have to see. We still have to see what they pick up for Puppy. The heroes he's been playing lately have all been banned. So, this is a guy with a pretty wide hero pool. He just has his preferences. Yeah. So, they certainly still have a lot of options for what they put him on.
Well, I have to say, I switched the camera a bit too late. I switched between the Russian stream and my stream so that people can see the camera shots when they're up. But I switched a little bit too late, but Puppy was actually leaning back, hands behind his head, looking very comfortable with himself. And I think also with this draft, I think he is, they're pretty much in their comfort zone. They think they got this covered. Clockwork picked up by Alliance, I like that. And of course, it is one of the few heroes that was still left in the pool that Bulldog normally plays, but it's also a hero that can disrupt whatever Na'Vi does. Any kind of fight, Clockwork can disrupt it. And on top of that, of course, you can initiate properly. I like the pickup a lot. It does kind of reveal what they want to be doing. I mean, Elder Titan, of course, potentially still a support, but well, in theory, they don't need anything else. They have got all their 3 cores sorted. So it's maybe a bit easier for Na'Vi to ban another hero out for them. And they pick up a Doom. May I remind you, that blocks the natural order as well, right?
I believe so.
Yep, it does.
I always forget I'm pretty sure it does.
And they're laughing right now in their draft, or at least Kuro is happy with their draft. One more hero needed, though, for
Doom's
Na'Vi.
Really great. He's, again, underused. Every time I think people are just going to start using Doom all the time, they completely stop. We haven't seen him in a while, but he was a huge presence in StarLadder Season 7, but this is only the second time he's been picked up in the LAN final. Meanwhile, Alliance diversifying with Earthshaker, and they of course need a second support as well, unless they decide to run the Kuroki-style Elder Titan hard support, which I don't think they will. But yeah, now they have Earthshaker, and Earthshaker 2.0 is better than Earthshaker in every way, so it's a pretty cool lineup.
Yeah, we know that
3.5 melees, though. It's interesting.
Yeah, well, They need to try something, I guess. I mean, the Fisher is going to be pretty neat, but Bedrider can fly over that.
By the way. According to this thing I just looked up, Doom does not disable Natural Order.
Oh, really?
Which just goes to show what I always say about Elder Titan, which is if you have to ask yourself the question, is Elder Titan overpowered in this specific way or not? The answer is almost always yes, he is even more overpowered than you thought. Wow.
Well, I have to say, I was not expecting that. We have a Gyrocopter ban last for Alliance. They just want to deny any form of extra team fight, I guess, to Na'Vi. And they are apparently expecting Bet to be mid. Doom, perhaps in the jungle by Kuro, as he was the one laughing when they picked it up. And Doom, of course, has got that solid kind of farm with his Devour. And put Bounty on the offlane and still pick up a carry. Perhaps that's what their thought was. We have the Keeper of Light was the one to get banned out by Na'Vi. Of course, that would be a great one to combine up together with Earthshaker, because he's kind of mana heavy, and Elder Titan as well. That would have been a pretty decent tri-lane, actually. But if they wanted to do the Elder Titan tri-lane, that is. Oh my god. Hello, Ursa.
That's why they were laughing.
That's why they were laughing. I'm gonna wait for the camera shots to appear on the Russian stream. Sorry, people. You know the pixelated thing? That's the Russian stream, because look, here's my mouse and all that jazz. So... this is the Russian stream. They haven't known yet that there is an Ursa, but they will soon. And in comes the applause and people getting camera shots and all that jazz. So that's fun. We have got Alliance picking up their last hero, though. It is a Visage. Surprise. And they are...
Yeah,
oh,
I think I mentioned the Visage.
Look at Loda. Like, they're done. Oh, well. Okay.
What?
Well,
what
they were kind of looking... maybe a bit worried.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at this Na'Vi lineup.
Look at the Na'Vi.
You're gonna just die at level... When these guys hit level 6, you're so completely screwed. I mean, the Visage is honestly, like, not... I mean, it's not surprising. If it wasn't banned, they were gonna take it. Visage Elder Titan is actually extremely strong. I thought that they might have considered taking the page out of Na'Vi. They just... Alliance generally doesn't like to play, like, just strats that they haven't practiced at all, and I doubt that they practiced the Elder Titan support with Kuroki. But for a brief moment, I thought that they might go for something in the mid for S4 different, and then run Elder Titan Visage as a lane and just get Natural Order early. And Natural Order plus Soul Assumption is really, really, really ridiculous. It's still going to be ridiculous. Like, as long as Visage finds his levels, which Alliance are usually good about doing for their supports, that could be a major factor. But everything else, I don't know. I think Navi's lineup is really, really, really scary. And I'm not surprised it's Kuroki Doom either. I didn't get to mention it in the draft, but this is something they've definitely done before.
Yeah, and it's also... yeah, it was also kind of eminent from the way that Kuroki was laughing once the Doom got picked up. I think he's happy playing that one. So let's just go over who's playing what, because I think there's not a lot of surprises. We have got Dendy playing the Bear Rider, Puppy on the IO, Funnick playing as a Bounty Hunter, Havost on the Ursa, and as already mentioned, it is the Doom on the... who are played by Kuro. And perhaps on Alliance there are... some surprises, but also that seems pretty standard, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, it's straightforward new meta stuff, except for, of course, Earthshaker is not that common.
Yeah.
He's a hero who's a little bit underrated. He has a horrible mana pool and spells that you really need to cast, which is generally not a fun combo to play. But EGM does have one of the greatest cosmetics in the game, the second alternate Earthshaker on the back of the first Earthshaker.
It looks so cool.
So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. And
AGM then indeed playing the Earthshaker with Aki on his Visage. We've got Loda on his Troll.
Question post.
S4 on the... S4 on the Elder Titan, and last but not least it is Bulldog playing his Clockwork.
Plus ping is really high, apparently. I'm surprised they aren't doing local play, because that's a feature that was added to the game.
Yeah, surprising.
I guess they're not doing local play, but... Oh, yeah, right, because then how the hell would we cast?
No, that's possible.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Okay. I don't actually know how local play works. All I know is that it's not LAN and people are really mad about it.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe not possible.
S4's creep block was really good here. But Dendy's is, Dendy's was really good also.
Yeah, they meet exactly in the middle. By the way, Bulldog, I don't know if he... Oh, he actually got Flare. Didn't try to go for any kind of dance party moves. As S4 indeed, I mean, mid lane...
Yeah, Bat Rider.
Yeah, did they actually clean it out though? No, they don't.
No, but they certainly could have if they saw him going for the block.
Well, at least EGM can pull the Creep Wave away to possible Ancients, although... no Ancients. Blocked already by Na'Vi with a Sentry Ward. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
right
It is. It's really good because they knew that that was a possibility. In fact, when you take an Earthshaker, half the time it is for gimmicks like that. And that's exactly what Alliance wanted to use it for, to the point that they are now going to go counter ward that ward placed by Navi and try to continue the Ancient, the play with the Earthshaker. So that's part of why they didn't bother doing the Batrider Firefly thing too, by the way. Since they saw Earthshaker and Clockwork, they knew that that was probably the gimmick that Alliance were going for. And man, if Navi can take 2 in a row... I mean, I know that's a little premature,
We're
but
1.5 minutes
the draft
in.
is really good. It
Yeah.
could happen, but just imagine the effect of that. There used to be a time in which we said like Navi never lost lands on home turf, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things that we have to also take into consideration is that you want to have first pick overall. First pick gives you an edge.
Yeah.
And in this game, not the case. Alliance, even though they had first pick, they felt obligated to respect ban 2 heroes, OD and the Lifestealer, and therefore their first pick advantage is kind of removed, I feel like.
I honestly don't know how good first pick is anymore. Like, it was really good for a while, but I don't know that we know, post, like, all these other heroes being discovered, how good it is to just get 1 hero where the other team gets 2, like, right next to each other. So I'm not sure. First pick was definitely a pretty big advantage, even statistically, for right after 6.78 came out. But I think the advantage is somewhat dissipated. And I know that both of these teams don't really care about first pick at all. They care a lot about which side they play. Alliance always wants to play Dire if they can, and Navi usually wants to play Radiant.
Yeah. We have got a level 2. He is able to get some levels here on the lane, which is of course a big help for him. There is a sentry ward down, so should they catch him out, they can try for it, but they don't really have any solid disables or something like that on the lane, so they can't really hope to get a kill by default, as Bulldog gets locked in by one of the creeps, is to man fight that one. But he's trying to do...
S4.
Is he actually gonna
Could
die
be in a
here?
bit of trouble.
3 stacks
He's
of
committed
sticky
quite
napalm.
heavily.
Then he's gonna
He
let
has
it go.
stick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has 10 charge stick, which he'll probably use.
Oh, but he has to use
stick-
it fast, because in comes a Vos. He's also there to get him with an IO. In comes the Spirit. But EGM comes around, though, with a Fisher. And looks like Puppy might be in some trouble. Is there another Fisher? Down he goes. Finally. There we go. First blood. EGM takes it home. What a patience coming off from EGM to lay down that Fisher.
Yes. AGM is maybe the second best player in the world, in my opinion.
Oh, maybe
It's a both
S4
way, but
just
he's really
gave his life away, though. Is there gonna be someone else? No, EGM has already backed off. Dendy, stick charges will help out. S4 will actually live, gets a salve.
Huge stick charges, and in fact, Dendy being smart there, because if he had committed any heavier, that would be a dead Dendy, unquestionably. Like, yes, he would have cut off the, Sorry, okay, is it Complain About Elder Titan time yet again? He's even with a Batrider, and until they rotated 2 people to help, he was actually ahead in the lane. Like, stupid hero. So stupid.
Oh, well... You know, I think you just at some point just have to accept it.
I do accept it, but that doesn't mean it's okay.
You know what they normally say, like, it is overpowered until someone finds a way to deal with it. So that should be your intake. Oh,
yeah.
what's
okay,
the Spirit
that's fair,
doing?
that's
Oh,
fair.
just harassing.
It's just harassing constantly because he can even. So he's even cooler on Radiant because you can also farm. You can be like Shadow Fiend and you can farm this camp.
Yeah.
But it's a little harder to do on Dire, and it's because there's a Doom there. He probably just gets the last hits anyway, so you don't really want to help Doom jungle. Na'Vi, I mean, they're developing pretty well, I would say. The Doom is level 5. The Ursa's doing fine in terms of last hits. Actually, because of that rotation,
Phonic
not nearly as well.
Is here, the
Oh,
last
nice.
who's here. It's level 6 time already. S4 might be in some trouble. Is trying to punch Dendy at least before he dies. One more punch could do the job. You cannot get it though. Tower comes in, will take the last hit. Dendy will live. And that is going to be making it a 1-1 on the kill score. One thing I want to point out, by the way, is the courier just went for a bottle crow, but didn't take the bottle with him from Kuroki. Was close by, because he has an empty bottle in his bags too. So, again, it comes an empty bottle, but again, Kuro's bottle will still be on him. I guess
That's
this
too
is...
bad. That will...
Yeah. Maybe for
That will slow down his jungle a lot, that bottle. Doom is so mana heavy that you can really be a lot more efficient with jungle if you have a constant source of mana. And Funnick is doing very well, especially now that he set up that gank. He's now almost level 5, and Xbox did suffer a little bit as far as farm goes, because he did that major rotation to mid, so he's behind Loda this game, but Ursa doesn't need that much to get started. It's mainly levels that you want.
Yeah, level 2 he is getting. He's level 5 though. I mean, compare that to the troll who's level 6.5. There's a full level difference between those two. So that's maybe
Yes.
a bit of a downside for him, but I mean, for example, if he gets himself an early Roshan, which overall, of course, Ursa should be able to get, then that level difference is going to be nullified again.
I agree. And I mean, I think Loda's doing very well this game. He's on a hero that actually does scale with farm, so I always like that. Funnick just harassing a little bit. One of the cool things about Bounty Hunter, especially once the lane clears out, is every time you get Janata, you can just get some free chip harassment damage. People usually underestimate how much of an impact that makes over time. If Ake isn't here, I think we see Funnick actually, even though he's a little bit behind, he can get free harassment on Loda.
Yeah, he should be able to. Of course, he didn't actually spec Janata that heavily. He's only got level 1 of it. Went for
He's
the
only level 4.
toss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't usually take more than one rank in Janata unless you have a 1v1 lane dedicated. In that case, you can actually rank it pretty heavily. Funnick could be in trouble if he gets bashed.
And he goes
He just
down.
dies.
Sentry Ward was down. Too much harassment coming out. Soul Assumption, Whirling Axis. 2 of the more heavier nuking abilities. Alliance catching him out of position and just taking him down. They have the damage
Wow,
for
this
it.
is interesting. S4 has opted not to take the splitter at all until, I guess he's probably going to take it at 9, maybe? He actually maxes the Astral Spirit just for the extra constant harassment and quicker wave clear to keep the lane steady against Dendi. It's an interesting call. I don't necessarily disagree with it either.
Well, it looks like both teams are actually quite happy on holding on to these lanes for a while. I mean, of course, Denny wants to have his Blink Dagger before he rotates. But also, we don't really see a rotation from anybody else. Apart from,
the main problem
EGM.
is...
Oh, EGM's still level 2.
Yeah. Right, so he's done so much roaming and defensive play that he hasn't gotten a single shred of XP. Now, there is a trade-off here in the sense that Visage is a little more level-dependent early, and you want to try to get that big Soul Assumption because of its interaction with Natural Order. But yeah, EGM has nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter that much for the Fisher, because the Fisher is strong at level 1 as well. I mean, that's one of the upsides of having an Earthshaker. He is even useful as level 1, but he does die real fast, and... You gotta wonder, I mean, Bounty Hunter can solo kill that guy, Ursa can, Bat Rider can, and at some point perhaps even Io can. He has to be so careful with his positioning, as we have got a bit of a tower push on the top lane coming off from Na'Vi. There's gonna be a counter push by Funnick perhaps. But,
I mean, he'll try to push it back, but the main thing about Troll, one of the really cool things about this hero, is you can basically force a fortification. And Fortification is on a very long cooldown. It's on a 5-minute cooldown. You can force it with a spell of yours that is 20 seconds cooldown. So, like, sorry, 30 seconds cooldown. So basically, the next time Troll pushes, Na'Vi have to commit heroes or just take the tower or let the tower go. And so in the end, the Fortification ends up doing almost nothing because unless they manage to sort of respond to the next attempt at the tower, which is going to be very soon.
Yeah, Funnick in the meantime, he is close to level 6, and when that happens, it's gonna be almost on par with the Io. I say almost, he's still 1 level and a bit away, but he is gonna get some more farm, I would say, because I think he was gonna pull, but we'll find out. But when that happens, Ursa's already ready to start roaming. He's sitting on 1400 gold, he's level 7, and when you start relocating, I'm thinking like Alliance has to have some form of advantage. That tower needs to be down before relocate is up. That's at least
I definitely agree. No, I think you're absolutely right, because giving a staging area to Na'Vi like that is going to be, with this composition which is all about killing, this is like the most, one of the most killing-oriented compositions.
Bulldog hooks on towards the mid lane, goes for Denny, Denny down.
Yeah, Bulldog has been leveling really well. That's one thing we didn't talk about, but part of the thing with EGM always being a roaming presence is that he's guaranteed a lot to these heroes that he's sort of sacrificed himself for. So Bulldog is now almost level 8 with Phase Shield and full Magic Wand. This is fantastic, and he starts off his campaign of hooking very well.
Yeah, brilliant hooker right there. He is going back to base. He's completely out of mana because of that kill. Has got phase boots, however, which is interesting. Clockworks not normally go for phase boots, but in this case,
I think the second most popular behind Dark.
You kind of
I actually like
that.
phase a little more.
Because you have to get that. If you want to
better.
catch people that are getting extra movement speed for whatever reason, and all heroes on the side of Na'Vi are pretty fast, or have track to get them faster, or an IO to get them faster, so you kind of are forced to go for that extra movement speed. I don't think he's going to be the only one to opt for phase boots. Troll already has
if you have good levels, Shiver, phase makes you much more duelable. Arcane gives you almost nothing once you're actually in the cogs with people, whereas phase lets you actually kill people if you're higher level than them in the cogs. The other thing about it is the unit walk is actually a big deal, because you can walk through like your friendly creeps to land the hook, instead of having to walk around the friendly creeps to land the hook.
Yeah, we actually have Loda having having his Vlad's done as well. So we always know that trolls kind of want to have kind of a life steal item, and normally that's actually the Helm of the Dominator. But a very early Vlad is preparing for relocate ganks. They are preparing to fight. They want to be able to respond and to fight back. And now also with the Blink Dagger upon Denny, they're gonna get forced to soon. I'm curious why they don't have more vision though, because they only have got one observer ward, which is almost disappearing, and we already saw S4 just checking if Roshan was being attempted with his spirit, because this is about the time actually there.
Lasso.
Yeah, S4 doomed up, lassoed up, killed off. I mean, I was gonna say this is about the time where you would expect Na'Vi to make their move, and here we go.
Oh yeah,
they have it.
As Alliance were looking good, but the whole thing is that this Na'Vi lineup relied extensively on everybody hitting 6, and now. After that Elder Titan gank, they actually get one of the 2 familiars, and he resummons to avoid them killing the other one. So he won't have that resummon for 3 minutes. That's also worth noting. But yeah, all they wanted was level 6 on everybody, and now Io is the last person to do it, and he's almost there. Io is very close to level 6. Ursa, of course, has his abilities. He is making a quick BKB, it looks like, so that's great. And Kuroki had Doom, so they had everything they needed to do to shut down the Elder Titan and kill him there.
Yeah, I just want to point out that this is a support Doom that is sitting at the same farm, about the same farm as a solo mid Bat Rider, so that's a pretty impressive jungle from Kuroki.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quote-unquote support Doom. He did no actual lane supporting. It's more of just a 4th core hero. And they have Bounty Hunter, so they have the income to sustain the quad core, no problem. Even if they don't have enough map to farm, they can just farm heroes and get tracked.
I love this! So Na'Vi's got this Ursa, which you normally would expect to take an early Roshan, but because of the Troll Warlord, Alliance actually able to do the same thing here, and they are gonna try to take it away. It's not going very fast though, and they don't want to make it too obvious.
Yeah, but Na'Vi can't do anything, I don't think. They actually, it's interesting they use smoke to leave Roche. That's really clever in some ways. They want to trap Na'Vi into attempting this, because Na'Vi know it's happening. Oh, actually, S4 gets caught out again, but I don't think they can kill him this time.
Yeah, we're gonna see,
maybe they can.
The nice Fisher, EGM, saving someone. Ooh, shut in, Puppy. He is gonna be happy that the Tether Stun went off, but the Flare will still kill him off. EGM coming in as well. Takes quite a bit of damage from the flames. Actually, Shuriken toss. Oh, those stick charges barely saving his life. The track is still there, though, and people still know where he is, and they're gonna try and probably take him down as Ursa gets himself another familiar. Roshan, by the way, still up, and perhaps they want to go for a Vost still.
Oh, they didn't trap him with the Fissure. I can't hear you, by the way, Shiva. I think you're lag.
What? I'm not lagging. I have no lag. Stream can hear me, right? Stream, let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting really bad lag on Skype.
Okay. Vlad can hear me.
Alright, well.
You can hear me, right, chat? Yeah. See?
Bulldog is in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Cogs, nice! Oh my god. The play from Alliance here is really incredible.
Yeah, Bulldog's gonna be fine. In the meantime, looks like Puppy is maybe fine as well. In 5 seconds from now, he will relocate back. One more hit needed, but he is home safe.
They missed it.
Down goes a Clockwork, by the way. Loda, who's in some battle with Denny. Denny takes quite a bit of tower harassment. Still able to take down the Troll with the flames. In comes the Doom up on Bulldog. Kuroki will go down for that. Will Bulldog actually live through this? He might be able to. He will. Indeed.
Na'Vi are actually falling apart.
Yeah, they are.
This is... You cannot beat Alliance at Roshan. It's literally a law. Like a law of physics that they cannot be beaten at Roche. They will do everything in their power to stop you. And the Roche is still going slowly, so Na'Vi might still get this. Because they can't seem to kill it fast enough, because there's no Loda.
Oh, Denny taking a lot of harassment. Will get picked up. One more hit needed. Well, maybe a flare. Just something. Blink away. No cooldown on the flare. 8 seconds left. In comes a Vost. Looking for someone. He's full on mana, full on life. Gets slowed down. In come the axes. Those will hit. Also some missed chance, of course, for Vost. Goes for S4. S4 gets the kill with his spirit. That's gonna be 4-9. I think Na'Vi has to let this one go.
You cannot beat Alliance at Roshan. This is why they pick. This is why they always pick Dire. This is how they beat every team. Every team falls for this. Like, if you have an overwhelming advantage at the Roche, you can take it over them. And if you wipe them, you can take it. Sometimes.
Yeah.
S4 will fall, though.
Yeah, that's a track kill as well.
But, like, can we just talk about how amazing their positioning was? Like, 5 or 6 times they should have died. Dendi blinks right in, and another great fissure from EGM.
Yeah, relocate comes in from behind the tier 1 tower. EGM will be the target here. Tether Stun is there. Can they do enough damage? I think they can. The track goes up. Echo Slam still. EGM still stunning up some heroes, but will end up going down. Down also goes the Visage. Now in comes Loda, but the relocate out is gonna be first. Dendi blinks himself out into safety as well. Looking to maybe chase him down. In comes a hookshot. Finds himself Funnick. I think he was looking for Dendi though, but Funnick is gonna be nice too. He had the dust. Gets tracked up. Now goes for the next one. Flares up on
Loda's
Dendi.
gotta be careful.
Loda getting stunned up there already because of the stomp that Doom was able to do, but Kuroki will go down. It's 7 to 11. SS4 gets himself the IO still. Dendi is still in this though. Hasn't got a lasso or anything like that, and he is actually by himself, so he has to be real careful here, as everybody of Alliance, or 3 of Alliance, are sitting in the mid lane. And in all this time, only the tier 1 tower top went down. No other tower just yet.
Yeah, and tier 1 mid, probably. Well, maybe not. Who even knows? I can't even really understand what's going on anymore. The cool thing is, during all this time, because of all those kills, check out EGM's levels. They're fine now. He's up to 7.
Yeah, this is quite insane. And all the while, I mean, of course the Aegis goes to Alliance, but look at the gold graph. Just, you know, still 2k in favor of Alliance, and it already was that a while back. It's just fairly even trading. Of course, the track kills helped Na'Vi out there to not lose too much. Experience graph slightly in favor of Alliance.
Yeah, but once you factor in 2 buybacks, Alliance aren't really ahead on gold, actually.
Well, they have, of course, indeed. They bought back Bulldog, they bought back S4, and that did cost them, but it did also get them in the end Roshan and some extra kills and some control over the game. I think Na'Vi, with their aggression, they probably will be a bit hesitant to be as aggressive as they were before.
Right. Yeah, they got punished pretty heavily. Actually, Funnick, S4 is probably dead here. Nice.
Yeah, track is up there. Lasso used. S4 dies.
This is really critical to keep this train rolling and keep getting kills, especially track kills, is so critical to the Na'Vi game plan. And S4 just gets spotted by Funnick. That's the great thing about having this Bounty Hunter here, is he is basically their mobile ward. They don't need as many wards because they have Bounty Hunter scouting and generating opportunities for the relocate from the IO.
Yeah, and talking about wards, I mean, Alliance, or sorry, Na'Vi still has more wards up than Alliance does. Alliance only has 1 in the Roche Pit.
Troll is done with Shadowblade, though. We have to keep an eye on this Troll Warlord, because he's still holding Aegis for a pretty long time. About three full minutes? Yeah, 3 minutes. And he does have Shadowblade and Vlad's, so he's going to be pretty strong. And Bulldog has been having a pretty huge game as well. 4-1 and 2. He's only 200 gold off of his Blade Mail, which is going to be enormous against everybody except Ursa, because Ursa will have BKB.
Yeah, he's still going to be very happy to lock him in to Cogs though, but he kind of wants to have, I think he would need to have a 4-staff if he wants to survive that, because Ursa's not one of the easiest ones to be man-fighting. One of the harder ones, actually. I do like Alliance's momentum though. They've got it going, they've got now some more wards as well. We've got the supports up on decent levels as well. On both sides, actually. I'm not, as I said, I'm not really sure if I can call Doom a support. And Batrider, what you doing? Bottom, dead. Loda, solo kill. The only one around to maybe save him was Puppy, but he came too late. That's a solo kill. Batrider versus Troll. Troll wins.
Well, anybody versus Troll, it's very, very, very hard to beat Troll in a duel because of auto bash, if nothing else. He's a pretty insane hero in dueling situations. And that's a good kill for Loaded again. I mean, it doesn't really matter how much they kill Dendi because 4-staff is actually complete, but it is some nice extra gold, extra income for them. And Bulldog, again, you can see Funnick, if they have the IO relocate available, they'll just spot him here and they'll kill him.
And in the meantime, all tier 1 towers down on the side of Na'Vi. Alliance's tower still standing strong. And I mean, this, if you look at the draft, just at the draft, not the way this game is going, even though it's crazy, kind of. Yeah. If you look at the draft, you think Na'Vi, they got this game between 15 minutes and 25. It's their momentum, it's their game. Alliance, proving that to be wrong. Oh, Kuroki, you're so dead.
It's not even... Nice kill. It's not even that it's wrong, Shiver. It's that you knew that, and so did Alliance. So that is why Alliance committed so incredibly heavily to that Roche fight. That single fight, and the fact that it did not tilt Navi's way, reversed the course of the momentum of the game. Otherwise, yes, absolutely. If Na'Vi hold that Roche, and they get even like a 3-for-2 trade, they can absolutely ramp and destroy Alliance. And that's why you see Alliance even committing to the point of buybacks. They needed that particular fight to work out their way, and because it did, Na'Vi never got to that point where they would have a big advantage. So Alliance now dictate the pace of the game. The team is so smart, honestly. And Na'Vi are really, really smart as well. You saw they committed to that fight just as heavily as Alliance did. It's just that it was near the Roche pit, so Alliance's buybacks would have been more effective. That's why Na'Vi didn't bother buying back.
Yeah, we've got a lasso again up on S4. Perhaps they can take him down. The track is already on. Can they have enough damage? I think so. Vos doesn't even get an assist for that. Bounty Hunter in the end with the last hit for that. And they need these kind of pickups. They need more track hold. They do have 4 cores, and all of them need to be fed. With the nice juicy heroes. Hookshot in, catches himself Phonic, and comes to Dust. Phonic taking quite a bit of a beating there as Bulldog sitting comfortably in his blade mill. Vos turns on his BKB, looks for Aki. Can he pick him up? One more hit needed. That's gonna be a kill. Clockwork goes down as well. EGM with the Fisher tried to save him. In the end, didn't really work out. Loda comes in, gets doomed up. Kuroki not gonna go down for now. Will be able to run because of that Doom helping out, and then he says, well, you're doomed. You need to go down. Echo Slam.
Echo?
Kinda whiffed. He does have a blink
He's
dagger.
gonna fissure.
So...
No, it didn't.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, he didn't fissure.
That's gonna be at least EGM dead. Loda, 5 stacks of sticky napalm. He's in his Shadow Blade though. Spirits! Hello! He at least takes Puppy with him. That's something.
That was such a bad fight for Alliance. They made an enormous error there. They made a number of huge errors. Oh my god, they thought that they messed up the timing on the Aegis completely.
Yeah. I mean, it was 30 seconds.
Nice Force Staff. Nice Force Staff. Saves Xbox. Oh my god. Alliance just lost the entire advantage of the game because they thought that they had the Aegis and they didn't. You can't take that fight with only one Loda because you don't have S4. But Bulldog hooked in because they knew they had a little bit of time left on the Aegis. But the Aegis actually expired before the fight really concluded. So they lose Bulldog, they lose EGM, and they end up losing Loda too. Oh, that was... And the tower. What a great fight for Na'Vi, though.
And track kills. Track kills. By the way, people are wondering, on my end there's no lag, but I have got message that apparently everything on Twitch is lagging, so go flame them instead of flaming me. Kudos.
Alright, go flame Twitch,
yep.
twitch.tv/feedback. I don't even know. I don't know what they're supposed to
I don't know that either.
This game's crazy, though, Shiver. This is so much closer than the first game.
Oh, it's
because there's not really
close.
as clear of a draft advantage.
There's not. I mean, even with Navi's aggression formed lineup, they are not getting all of it out, all of the aggression that they want to do, and because of Alliance just fighting back all the time without just waiting, because sometimes when a team is facing an IO or a Bed Rider, either of the two or even both, they are gonna play. Yeah, they're gonna just play safe, turtle, hope that the momentum passes, and then afterwards take the game late game. But that's not Alliance. Yeah. They're just saying, you know, okay, you want to fight? Oh, hey, we do. Oh, what a coincidence. Let's fight.
Yes. And it's made for a very exciting game. In fact, I think if Alliance had actually, if the Aegis timing had worked out in their favor and the Reclamation wasn't in the middle of the fight, that fight could have broken Na'Vi in two. Because if Alliance wins another big team fight there, like they trade 5 for 2 or 6 for 3 with a buyback or something, they can absolutely just take the game from there because their push will be very difficult to stop. Instead, Na'Vi, if anything, has a tiny advantage, but we're talking about like the barest sliver because Alliance's push is still way too scary.
Yeah, we already have Alliance just taken down the first tier 2 tower, while Na'Vi is still thinking about the tier 2 top, and I think actually Alliance might try to defend this. Might be too late, there's no fortification to delay this push. We do have got some teleports incoming though, as 4 Spirit will come forth first. Let's see if we can get a stomp off or not. It's gonna be the one to wonder. Maybe force out a... I think they could have forced out a BKB charge from Avosa actually by trying to go for that stomp, but in the end, Alliance, they don't want to fight, they back off. Well, Na'Vi is actually the one to make advances here. They are able to pick up at least one familiar. And there is no resummon for another 30 seconds. Hook shot misses. Very volatile situation here. I mean, both teams want to fight, but they want to only fight on their terms. So it's a bit of a dance around each other, as we have got both teams retreating back though. But with this kind of lineup, with this kind of play, they can never back off for too long. Because as Alliance, you can't really go for farming a lane by yourself right now, because you will get ganked. I mean, that's still there.
Absolutely.
That never changes.
What you're going to see Alliance do right now is just get just enough farm on each hero, or try to get the buybacks ready for the next Roshan. Because they're pretty close. Bulldog is only 300 off. Here's Roche. Actually, this is not as comfortable of a fight as Alliance sometimes takes. They only have buyback on Troll Warlord and Elder Titan. Now, those are the 2 heroes they need, But Clockwork, for instance, not having buyback could be a big deal. Let's watch the fight as it ensues, because I think Na'Vi is... Are they just going to let it go? I'd be surprised. This is a slow rush for Alliance. They don't have Medallion on Visage.
Yeah, Vos almost able to find another familiar. Now they have to know. The Spirit came out, Soul Assumption comes out as well, and Vos bit harassed. He still has a BKB charge though, and in comes Na'Vi. Track goes up on Aki. Roshan being abandoned by Alliance, as you said. It's a very slow Roshan.
It's too slow without Medallion, and Na'Vi can now take it, so Alliance may find themselves committing.
Yeah, oh, Na'Vi, they are actually committing. In comes the relocate gank as well. Lasso already up on EGM, so he can't stomp. Still goes for the stomp in the end, as it is Kuroki that goes down. Earthshaker being traded for him. Havos looking for targets, finds himself Aki. He pops the dust. Couple more hits needed. Havos gets himself a triple kill while Bulldog gets a double. Kills all over the place, buybacks all over the place. Track up on Bulldog, goes down as well. Havos still in this. Ultra kill.
No blade mail.
No blade mail, was already on cooldown.
Had a 1 second CD.
Funnick picked up Havos, getting 4 staff back to safety. In comes Kuro. Saying hi to the rest of Alliance. The Soul Assumption will send Kuro on his way as well. Looks like we're gonna have everybody of Na'Vi back alive again, because we did have 4 buybacks on their side. The only one that didn't die was Havos. Alliance had some buybacks as well, but only 2, and they are not with full strength. Alliance is not gonna
give this up.
No, they can't. They can't afford it, as you said. Then Na'Vi is gonna be able to play their game. Nice stomp, doesn't hit anything though. Roshan almost dead. Alliance are gonna stand in their Spirit, I would assume. Dandy has gotten a lasso in 7 seconds. Down goes Roshan. Aegis for Ursa. Alliance, and they have to run. He cannot escape from this. There's just no way. The stomp actually hits up on 2, but the lasso is still there. Loda back into the flames. He's a goner. Aki tracked up. Looks like Na'Vi still wants to chase this. Want to get some extra track kills. Funnick turned on his BKB. Looking for S4. Looking for that Janata. Can he find it? One more hit. One more Shuriken toss. Will do the job. He actually gets hookshotted by Bulldog. Prevents him from going down, but only for a second, as Funnick still was able to end the job. They pick up EGM. Bulldog, last one up here, goes down as well for the 2nd time this fight. And that is going to be everybody of Na'Vi alive for this fight.
And could very well be Na'Vi taking this.
Yeah.
This is just such incredible play. Love the 4 staff on Quost. It's actually done a lot of work.
It has.
And it's all about positioning here for both teams, and Na'Vi broke Alliance with that fight. Honestly, Alliance, right at the beginning, we said there might be warning signs. They didn't have the full suite of buybacks, and they didn't have a Medallion. I'm shocked that they didn't take one for Visage, because the rush was so slow. They could have at least brought it to within a sliver and killed it, but they were taking it easy because they were worried about Ursa, but they still would have been able to do so much better with a Medallion or with some form of armor reduction. Instead, Hvost picks up 6 kills in a row or something, basically an entire heart off of that fight, as well as taking the Aegis. They force out a tremendous amount of buybacks from Alliance that Alliance gets almost nothing from. Sure, Na'Vi made 4 buybacks as well, but it's well worth it.
Yeah, this was an insane fight, and Na'Vi, as the clear winner, come out on top. Only 1 tier 2 tower left standing. They've got an Aegis that they can use to maybe try to go high ground with. They can be a lot more aggressive right now because Alliance just been set back for a bit. I mean, not only did they lose and did they lose a lot of heroes, they lost a lot of heroes to track kills, because Na'Vi now, they're 14k gold ahead, and it came from maybe around 6k. Maybe even around 4k. Oh,
S4 is dead.
That's gonna be S4. And another track killed. Hookshot misses. Fisher still comes in. Perhaps he can make his way out. No, not with those BKB turned on. Bounty Hunter goes for it. Gets track up on Earthshaker. EGM.
Maybe dead too.
Oh, nice dust though. They can take Funnick in return. Shuriken Toss will not do anything to EGM. He got left because Relocate went back mid and he didn't leave Havos there.
If you make a 7-for-7 trade, as that fight more or less was with Bounty Hunter, you lose by an enormous margin because of the amount of gold flowing through the course of that fight. And over time, this is also reflected in the net worth. Look at how horrible Elder Titan's net worth is, and then just look at his item loadout. He's got nothing. Nothing at all. Whereas Ursa now, with the Heart of Tarask basically complete being delivered to him, he now has, 3k HP and 2 sets of it. 2 sets of 3,000 hit points.
Yeah, Blink last 2. Loda's gonna be the target. Turn on his BKB for Denny for a Vos. Hookshot comes in. In comes a nice Echo Slam, but the BKBs were still active. Not doing as much damage as Loda. EGM already stood in flames. Went down. Kuroki picked up still with the Soul Assumption from the Visage. At least 2 return kills, but also Funnick still dead actually. Down goes the Visage of Vos. He is just He is just dominating right now. He hasn't used his BKB yet in this fight. He still has an Aegis. He goes for EGM, diving fountains. Hell, why not? He can do this. Clockwork goes down. That is 4 heroes dead once again. And the only one that lives to tell the tale is the Elder Titan, which you just pointed out doesn't have a single item actually that will help Alliance in this fight. And well, this could actually be game.
No BKB on Troll. No BKB on Elder Titan. No, I mean, certainly no BKB on Clockwork or any of the other ancillary heroes. Alliance are very, very close to being knocked down 2-1, and Na'Vi being on match point, and the only one not Alliance got was the free one.
Yeah, AGM gets dragged back down. We'll be living to tell the tale this time. The tier 2 tower won't. Na'Vi still have that Aegis for a little while longer, as familiars will drop left
down
and right.
to 1 familiar.
Yep.
He does have the resummon. He's going to use it. He wants to just start the cooldown now because 2.5 minutes will pass faster than you think. Alliance are very much on the brink in this game now. The push did not happen. There's still 2 tier 2 towers up. I mean, it all comes down to that Roshan, and really just the fight before it as well. Alliance had 2 great opportunities to... The first opportunity was to actually win or to take a huge advantage, and they failed that because they miscalculated with Loda's remaining time on Aegis. By the way, did you check out the pings in that fight? Like, halfway through the fight, you suddenly see a ton of Na'Vi pings right on Loda, and it's because they saw that the Aegis came off of him. That really was what turned that fight. Because they would never, ever, ever, ever have committed with Bulldog jumping in if they didn't think that they had 2 lives on Loda. So it's that fight, and then, of course, it's the 7 or 8 buyback fight.
That Roshan.
That's when Na'Vi really just, I mean, I guess on the graph, it's just right at that moment.
Yeah. It just spiked up. It's 20k gold in the favor. Now, there hasn't been many games that actually have that has teams that came back from a 20k gold deficit. And Alliance,
right?
Well, perhaps they can make it
not
happen,
hopeless,
but
actually.
It's not hopeless.
Yeah.
They've actually smoked up. They want to try and make something happen. I mean, you have got a troll, you've got the battle trance. If you can catch out your enemies by surprise and not make them play their game, and of course outnumber your opponents, then they're still having a chance. Kuroki is going to be the first one that they find, but oh my god, the pings go off, they know where he is, the blink in was, and that's going to be Bulldog doomed up. Fisher comes out, now Na'Vi want to fight, they catch out EGM. Can they actually take enough damage? Dendi has to go up to the high ground, in comes Phonic, goes for EGM. EGM will go down in the flames. Dendi actually credited with the kill. Aki get picked up as well. That's gonna be godlike Avos. Hookshot gets Phonic, and he actually gets a kill in the end as well. But the rest of Na'Vi still chasing down the rest of Alliance. Down goes Loda. S4 lands a clap through, slides a TP out. Will he make it? Yes, he will. That's going to be a nice one for him. But that is going to be another 3-4-1 exchange. And that is not what you want to be seeing if you smoked up with all 5.
And that's a fight that actually comes down completely to the gold advantage for Na'Vi. That was a very good fight for Alliance, assuming the teams are on even footing. Bulldog actually placed an amazing cogs, a blocking cogs, before he managed to get doomed. So he did most of his work and survived the fight and managed to hook later. The other good thing Alliance did, like, if Dendi doesn't have BKB there, that's actually an easy fight for Alliance, because they instantly kill Dendi when he jumps in and does the rest. But Na'Vi at this point just muscling through by using the fact that they won the last couple of fights. And here they go for the death blow, and with Fost, as big as he is, it could happen. It could be the end here.
Yeah, Aegis is gone. Here comes a stomp. There's no troll right now, though, but EGM, oh, he blinks into a tether! He goes out, still lands an echo, though. That's at least something. Hookshot in upon Kuro. Avos can't reach Bulldog right now, because there are cogs right there, so Kuro will go down. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Now the BKB is worn out, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Clockwork gets blown up. Avos still stuck. Buybacks upon buybacks, by the way. It was the sound that you just heard. And it looks like Na'Vi is actually forced out of the base of Alliance purely because Bulldog was able to buy back. And of course because of the BKB is on cooldown for Avos right now, so that made a change.
Despite being only 9-6-5, Bulldog has been playing amazingly this game. This is one of the more impressive Clockwork performances by him that I've seen. This guy gets pigeonholed as a 2-hero player, but he's been playing a lot more Clockwork lately. I think they're consciously trying to diversify and adapt to the meta, because there's times you don't want Lone Druid or Nature's Prophet. And his Bounty Hunter is very strong, and here we see his Clockwork is very, very good as well. You really can't blame him for this game.
Oh, in comes the stomp. Avos still going for the tower. He can just stand here also. BKB for Denny, jumps in, gets Aki. Not really the target that he wants to have, but it's a good enough one as the hookshot actually hits upon Avos. In comes the Earth Splitter. does kind of do a bit of damage, but not enough just yet. Buyback coming off from Aki as he'll be back. Funnick looking for Bulldog. He's tracked up. He gets the kill in the end. Although Funnick did go down for that. Avos still standing in the middle of a bundle of enemy heroes, and he's actually able to make it out alive. Aki goes down for the second time in a row. Brilliant Fisher from EGM to save his own hide, but in the meantime... Oh, EGM, he actually bought back. Can't get Puppy though. Mechanism comes in comes Loda as well. I mean, Na'Vi can just stand here forever, it seems like. They're just
Loda
not
with
getting
no
first
BKB.
back. Yeah.
He still doesn't have the BKB.
And he is gonna get stomped upon because that's the spell that Kuro stole, and Loda will get picked up. Oh, Shadow Blade will help out a little while. He will live through that.
He's so irrelevant because he can't deal the damage. Like, without the BKB, without the ability to not get tether stunned and slowed by the Earth Shock, like, he's getting dominated. Loda's done less and less other than just using his ultimate button because they're so far behind.
Na'Vi, they are not getting forced out of Alliance base. They're able to just stand here. Funnick, the only one that died. And, you know, the vote's just standing here taking racks because he can. There's... Yeah, there is
Alliance
trouble. Nice smoke.
They can keep defending as long as they have buybacks, but they don't have any more buybacks left. They're literally out.
Yeah. In comes the hookshot, missed actually. Almost hits upon the Vost. They're still looking for a Puppy though.
Stick. It's so good. This is such a good pickup for him. God, this guy's so good. Vost is so good. He's 4 times as good as the average carry player.
Loda picked up, left for dead. The rest of Alliance trying to make their way home, but I have my doubts that they're gonna make it. Perhaps Avos will show mercy. Not mercy for S4 though, not at all. He goes down. Triple kill for Avos already. And only 2 heroes left alive, and they are still on their way back. They get to go back. I mean, fair enough, but Na'Vi, they'll take this game. They'll take this game in style.
Amazing. Really, really, really great play. Taking Alliance, they smelled the weakness in that second Roshan attempt. Like, how many teams would have just given Alliance that second Rosh, right? Yeah. Almost every single team in the world would have let Alliance have that second Rosh. Like, you don't have Naga, you don't really have the tools where you'd feel 100% comfortable going in on it. But they knew how slow the first one went. They knew that they sensed that Alliance was just a little bit too weak to actually manage it. Otherwise, why would S4 be standing where he was? And they take that one huge victory all the way to now being on match point at StarLadder. And Alliance, with the crowd against them and now the tilt of the series against them, they're gonna have to show some pretty true grit.
Yeah, they really have to bring it out in the next game. It's gonna be a tough one, of course. Again, by the way, the thing is, I believe in StarLadder is the case. Like, if you win, you are allowed to leave. Like, only one of the teams will leave and the other one will stay on stage. Again, Alliance sitting on stage, and they're really looking to think about how they're going to be beating Alliance in the next game, or Na'Vi in the next game. Of course, that is what we're going to head into as well. So stick around for another game of Dota 2, for, of course, StarLadder, and for the grand finals, Alliance versus Na'Vi. I don't think you want to go anywhere, but just stay here.